All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game. This is going to be a game between a Rain and Sniq versus Razzorman and Boo. Here we have Razzorman spawning as the purple orc. Actually, I'm going to try to change the colors there. Red orc off over here. Going to be going, and Boo spawning as the red night elf, going up against Rain and Sniq. Both of them playing as undead. The blue Rain, is going to be off over here, and you can take a look at him. Meanwhile, the teal Sniq is going to be spawning off over here. Should be some interesting games in this particular 1 or 2v2 matchup. What am I talking about? As Turtle Rock is a rather small map, and well, things are going to perhaps go a little bit crazy in a map just like this because of the amount of hero nuking potential coming in from the undead. Also, if they also try to go for perhaps Altar of Darkness and going into, well, if they go double Crypt Lord, what would that mean? Would those carry-on beetles really just start to overwhelm the opponent? A lot of different options to see as of late. There it is, one Crypt Lord already coming into play. We could see a follow-up Crypt Lord as well. And then the surrounds would be absolutely deadly this early in the game. We are looking at an early graveyard. It looks like Crypt Fiends will be coming in from Sniq. Meanwhile, Ghouls could be coming from Rain. A good use of combination of units. And that's something that you should be very well aware of in 1v or 2v2 matches. And that's the amount of room you have for your units. If your units are all melee or your units are all range, you end up occupying almost the same space on the battlefield, physical space, not even the tactical space, but it's the same physical space, making it difficult for other units to try and attack. Now with, Crypt Fiends and Ghouls making their way out, the Ghouls can make it to that front line location pretty easily as the Crypt Fiends hang back a little bit here. Alright, this Crypt Lord, is it going to try and engage, take down some of these Sea Turtle hatchings? There you go, 3 Ghouls already being brought over. No Rod of Necromancy, and I wonder if this is actually deliberate, as being able to use these carry-on beetles is a way to get around not having to pick up an early Rod of Necromancy and getting in that perhaps a little bit of additional early gold. Coming back through, we are looking at the Crypt Lord now, coming out with those Fiends as well. A second Fiend should be joining in on the fight. There is a Rod of Necromancy and carry-on beetles coming in from the graveyard, as a double Crypt Lord is definitely on the menu. Back on the other side of the map, it is going to be a Farseer coming in from Razzorman and, well, a Demon Hunter coming in from Boo. So pretty traditional opening coming in from the the Orc and the Night Elf. I mean, nothing as off the wall as double Crypt Lord, but we may be looking at Crypt Lord being the new meta moving forward as, well, players are still trying to learn and adapt how to deal with that Crypt Lord in particular. Alright, we are looking, I believe, at the armor upgrades on that Crypt Lord, making him that much more difficult to take out, and also reflecting back a little bit of damage. Off on this side here, more beetles will be joining in on the fight. You can see that there are a couple of ensnares already as they're going to try and take down this Overlord here. Alright, Crypt Lord going to go ahead and finish that off. There goes one, going after the Ogre Magi. Now the Demon Hunter may be able to sneak on through. Is it going to try and get in that mana burn last shot hit? That is the question. 134 mana. Is the Crypt Lord gonna get it? No, I believe the Demon Hunter gets it and picks up a Talisman of Evasion. Obviously not the item that he was looking for, as the Crypt Lord now with Boots of Speed trying to slip on away. Alright, Crypt Lord could have a little bit of trouble. Gonna try and catch up to that Archer once more, and more damage coming across as the Archers are trying to slip back, and the Crypt Lord not having an easy time trying to get that damage off, as we're looking at the Demon Hunter also, getting in an additional mana burn. One more shot right there. Is the Crypt Lord gonna find its Archer? Yes, it does. Gets that 46 experience and is now looking to back away. The Crypt Lord, 31 to 37 damage. Never realized actually how high that damage could potentially be, as a Wisp gonna get taken down. There it goes. Or I didn't see any experience actually gained by that Crypt Lord. You normally see a number above his head, but I didn't see a detonation either, so not quite sure what I was looking at there. Alright, these little beetles coming back out and absorbing a large amount of damage again. Crypt Lord sitting at level 2. Sniq's Crypt Lord sitting at level 3. We're going to try to finish off this Gargantuan Sea Turtle. That is going going to be, well, rather difficult, as there is still 600 hit points to go, as that is going to go ahead and back away. Squirrel of Town Portal trying to engage. You can see the Spirit Wolves are fighting here, and the Farseer trapped between the Necropolis and the Altar of Darkness, having a very difficult time to get out. All right, that Crypt Fiend is going to be able to escape. Yes, it does, while on Blight, still regenerating hit points. All right, Gargantuan Sea Turtle here, but it looks like Boo is going to go ahead and come in with the surprise again, gets the experience, and mana burns off that Crypt Lord, as the Crypt Lord down to 49 hit points and trying to escape. All right, a little bit of unlucky play so far by Rain. Rain having a difficult time, needs to try and stay alive. That Crypt Lord only at level 2 after all this time. He is significantly behind. Meanwhile, the Death Knight, interestingly enough, went for Unholy Aura first over Death Coil, as experience is now being gained up. Alright, level 3 finally on the, well, Sniq's Crypt Lord here. Level 2 on the Crypt Lord off over here. Both sides working together, trying to make a little bit of a play here. And meanwhile, Unholy Aura getting in a little bit of additional healing, but this is going to be a tough spot again, as the Altar of Darkness is going to easily fall. Crypt Fiends are now back here on the fight here. Halls of the Dead going to get in some early damage as well, as we're looking at, well, this Crypt Lord just still trying to get to level 3. Death Knight, once again with Unholy Aura first. A little bit odd of a maneuver, I feel, as that Death Knight and Death Coil has so many, well, strong targets to try and attack. Rain, well, trying to use his time very wisely and trying to go after difficult creeps. The problem, though, is that it takes a lot of time to go after high-level creeps if you are not properly built. We're looking at what Sacrificial Skull, an Orb of Corruption coming in from that Crypt Lord. Interesting choice right there. Are we going to get a third hero, as we are at tier 3? Once again, Boo may end up surprising his opponent again with another potential Creep Jack. And that is going to be a potential problem, as the Crypt Fiend's not trying to pull things away. No, it is not going to be a potential Creep Jack. It is going to be coming in from behind. The units perhaps saw them, and in comes the Demon Hunter, now ready for the engagement. All bad turns into worse. Mana burn onto that Death Knight as the fighting is getting underway. Crypt Lord is in trouble, down to 143 hit points. Is going to be able to escape. Does have a lot of armor, though. As you can see, that Crypt Lord is bugging on out of there with those boots of speed, able to just run around with really no problem whatsoever. And now gonna go ahead and, well, pick up a potion of lesser invulnerability. Meanwhile, battle back down over here off to the side, as we are looking at the Halls of the Dead. Well, getting pressured once more. Are we going to get a Scroll of Town Portal to try and escape? Crypt Fiends are all fighting their way through. This Crypt Lord down to 115 hit points, somehow surviving. And this Crypt Lord is off over here, has a potion of invulnerability as well. He uses it in time. No, Scroll of Town Portal to try and get back out. Are we going to see those units engage again, as the units are trying to back away? Crypt Lord, oh, Breath of Fire, as the Crypt Lord uses the potion of invulnerability in time, but it only has a very, very limited time life right there, down to 64 hit points. It is going to need to back away. One Breath of Fire, Death Coil saves it, as the Obsidian statue is now pretty much out of mana. Battling out here, 1v1. Boo has just been having Rain's number throughout this match. Level 2, level 3 continuing to fight its way through again, as the Demon Hunter does have a Scroll of the Beast. What is happening here? Units are now trying to back away. Death Knight trying to retreat back as well. What is going on? A little bit of extra damage. Crypt Lord could get taken down. Mana burn down to 24, as it is able to stay alive. Back across here, level 1 on the Death Knight. Sniq went for Death Coil first. Meanwhile, Death Knight has ended up falling here. Crypt Fiend now looking to back away, down to 157 hit points. Are we going to get a Breath of Fire? No, we are not. A lot of crazy battling happening, all in different locations, as a new Carrion Beetle going to make its way over. Obsidian statue. What is the Crypt Lord doing? Crypt Lord down to 98 hit points, down to 74. And I guess this is just one of those situations where the Crypt Lord is surprisingly beefy. He has 10 armor at this point in the game. And, well, he's going to try to heal back up here. We are getting that Death Knight back into play. Double Obsidian statues right now. Meanwhile, the Crypt Fiends, well, getting ensnared. And Sniq is actually in a very uncomfortable spot with no impale available to him. All right, Death Knight going to continue to try to battle it through. Ghoul is going to come off of the lumber line to finish off some more units. Meanwhile, those Dire Wolves with Critical Strike dealing terrible, terrible damage to those Crypt Fiends. All right, new Crypt Lord shows up back out onto the field here, as we're going to see more fighting getting underway. Grunts are going to get taken down. This is a 2v1 fight. What exactly is Razzorman hoping to accomplish in this fight? therefore not lose as many units as he currently is, as that ghoul escapes at 18 hit points. Back off to the north, an acolyte was trying to, well, haunt that gold mine there to perhaps set up an expansion. Unbeknownst to him, one forest troll berserker was still there. Beetles are ranging out across the field, trying to do more and more, more and more scouting. Ghouls are also running around the map here, and we're going to see an army of dryads perhaps catching some of these ghouls in transit. No, they double backed around and will not see exactly that. Carrion beetles now making their way off to the north here to finish off this that forest troll berserker. That shouldn't be a problem, as the carrion beetles 15 to 18 damage, more than enough to handle that here. All right, let's getting into an engagement. Farseer, Raiders are all here. There's the ensnare. Are we going to see a forced engagement? Carry on. Well, fighting in the battle already. Deathflow to try and save, and it is now going to be a flank from the other side as Boo shows up to the party as well. Both sides fighting. Carrion beetles. Carrion beetles just getting eaten up pretty quickly there, as the Death Knight able to get off a couple of key death foils. Raiders getting ensnares off onto those grunts. Ghouls trying to finish off low hit point grunts as they're backing away, as one obsidian statue is taken down. All right, so Staff of Preservation being used there. Crippler continuing to battle. Death Knight is in trouble. Is it going to be able to survive? Gets up to level 2. Gets Unholy Aura for just a little bit. Potion of Invulnerability transferred in time, as the Crypt Lord is still battling it out. A couple of Crypt Fiends could get taken down. 15 seconds of invulnerability, but it will not last forever, hence 15 seconds, as the Crypt Fiends are now going after the Dryad. Blue could have a lot of problems. There are a lot of Crypt Fiends out onto the field here. The Crypt Lord continuing to summon out more and more beetles. Battle is still going through here, but we are going mass Dryads for all of that abolished. Crypt Fiends, however, are eating through many of those Dryads, as well as the battle still coming across here. All right, Scrolls of Healing, Deathflow trying to save some more units. New Dryad or Grunt coming in from the back. That should easily be taken down. That Grunt says, what am I even doing here? Let me back out of this fight. All right, more damage coming across again. We are looking at Destroyers in the air as the Undead duo finding a bit of their footing and able to get in a large amount of damage. There is some more damage coming across as they look to back up again. We do see Boo with an expansion, and he is trying to entangle this gold mine. Entangle this gold mine and set up more. Cheers from Poland to Finland. All right, great to see some great plays as well. Rain and Sniq really using these Crypt Lords to their advantage, even though Rain in particular had a little bit of a bad start going up against Boo, who seemed to be just scaring him with multiple creep jacks every which way. This expansion, however, not going to get up and running, ending up canceling this Necropolis and ending up that will get taken down. Crypt Lord, 10 beetles at a time. Yes, actually I think it's 12. 12 beetles at a time, since you are able to have go from 5 beetles to 6, since you are summoning 2 at a time now. All right, Spirit Wolves are already out across over here. We're going to see some Devour Magic beetles going to go ahead and get summoned off of that Acolyte. 1, 2, 3, 4, is it 5? Is it 5 or 6? I thought it was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe there is one more somewhere. It's difficult to tell. All right, we're looking at all of the units now making their way down here. We are going into a potential, well, flanking, proper positioning once again, as the Dryads need to stay alive. Destroyers are up in that front line, perhaps trying to go after the Spirit Walkers, as the Death Knight, well, Breath of Fire coming across multiple units. Wisp, Detonation, Obsidian Statue trying to back away. Obsidian Statue, well, staying away from that Demon Hunter as more damage adding through Death Foil, saving that Crypt Fiend once more. Mana Burn onto that Death Knight, unable to get off another subsequent Death Foil. Still fighting their way through. All right, low hit point Kodo Beast getting taken out in the back here, as the Crypt Lord with 11 armor still dealing tremendous terrible damage as the Chain Lightning eats through many of those Crypt Fiends in the back. All right, low hit point Crypt Fiend able to back away again. More units continuing to fight off over here, as there is more Devour Magic and Abolish Magic taking down those beetles rather quickly. All right, more Destroyers are up in the air trying to eat through all of that Spirit Link, as you're going to be looking at, well, those Spirit Walkers getting destroyed rather fast as well. The Destroyers having so much mana, constantly eating those Spirit Wolves and also eating all of that Spirit Link. Another Spirit Walker gets taken down there. Death Knight in trouble, down to 53, down to 7 hit points. It gets taken down. It was at level 3, had a Scroll of Count Portal, but unable to use that. One hero down, 4 point. Well, the Destroyers are still trying to eat their way through, as we're looking at the Crypt Lord trying to back up right here. Death Knight is still in this fight. More Staff of Preservation, or was that a bounce of healing? Not quite sure where that went, as the Destroyers are continuing to eat through many units. Not enough Crypt Fiends to really cause a problem as the Demon Hunter may be forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal. All right, once more on the move. Demon Hunter down to 267 hit points. More Spirit Wolves are back out. That is just going to get devoured very quickly again, as the Death Knight needs to be very careful. All right, Grunts suffering a lot of damage. Once more as that splash damage coming in from those destroyers. Crypt Fiends joining in on the fight. Low hit point of Burrowed. Crypt Fiends should be popping back up soon, since there is no reason why they should be sticking their head in the sand while a battle is going on. Carrion Beetle still suffering a lot of damage here. Crypt Fiends continuing to battle out once more. Destroyer on the move again. More damage coming across as the Dryads are able to, well, pick apart a lot of these lower hit point units. And still, I think if Sniq and Rain had better control of their units at this point, they could have been able to at least force a pushback earlier with an additional Crypt Fiend or two. All right, Sniq in a little bit of trouble. He needs to be able to get out of this tight spot once again. Crypt Fiends are now backing up. A lot of Carrion Beetles. These scrolls of healing, very impressive. And when you have so many summoned units that you are able to heal back up and make effective once again. More Devour Magic. Destroyer continuing to fight their way through. The Dryads are causing lots of problems. More Crypt Fiends coming in on the fight as well, as there is a burrowed Crypt Fiend right there. Is it going to be able to stay alive? That is the question. It is not going to well, did it unburrow? Yeah, it unburrowed just in time in order to head back home. That was a long, drawn-out fight by both sides. Both sides losing a lot of units, but still coming out on top. Cryptlord just shy of level 5, and level 3 Carrion Beetles are going to be incredibly important. Meanwhile, this expansion looks like it will get shut down without much effort. A second expansion already coming in from Boo as well, as he attempts to haunt this, or no, already haunted this gold mine and has been mining for about 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes. That long drawn out fight, focusing all the attention there. All right, Cryptlord could be in trouble, definitely in trouble now. Stuck in between a rock and a hard place, trying to make its way back out. Are we going to see a cancellation? There is more damage. There's a quick hex onto the Cryptlord. Cryptlord is in trouble, down to what is that? 65 hit points, trying to back away down to 67. There is another ensnare. Obsidian statue is causing a lot of healing, and it is able to stay alive ever so barely. Meanwhile, the Necropolis expanding the blight here, as the Cryptlord does have an Orb of Corruption and perhaps can try to start fighting back as well. Deathwell finds the Cryptlord, as the Cryptlord perhaps going to try and push in on the battle here in just a moment. Boo actually in a tough spot. Farseer is going to be forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal as well. A couple of Grunts are going to be lost, as well as the Haunted Gold Mine is still up and operational, as Acolytes are going to be diving on in. All right. This gold mine, nothing off over here. We can see a new necropolis going to be built right here. That's actually kind of funny. It will need to be pressured out. The Orc Burrow will probably just have a couple of peons inside in order to destroy that necropolis. Otherwise, well, what we can end up seeing happening is that the undead army can just teleport to that necropolis to escape from one expansion and then destroy another. All right, units are making their way in. Wisp going to get in a lot of detonations right there. The Beetles, 22 to 27 damage. 500 hit point Beetles. Rather strong indeed, as the units are getting ready to engage. All right, Spirit Wolf summoned, quickly going to get devoured, and there they go. And we are looking, are we going to get Locust Swarm? The Locust Swarm not available on either of them, but if 2 Locust Swarms are out at the same time, the amount of damage on the field is just going to be far too high. Scroll of Town Portal used right there. Are we going to see another Scroll of Town Portal? I believe there is double Scroll of Town Portal to try and back away. That Death Knight is going to back away, but it is not going to be able to put pressure here. Meanwhile, the Acolytes are off over here. Ghouls are going to try and engage. There is one Carrion Beetle fighting back as well, as the Acolytes are still in fighting on these battles. Meanwhile, off to the side, Boo going to put pressure on this Haunted Gold Mine, and this is going to get taken out again. Coming back once more, level 5, level 4, Scroll of Town Portal. Where is it going? Is it going off over here? Yes, it is. An army of Dryads going up against all of these Crypt Fiends. This is not going to be good news for that Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter does not have any easy way to fight out, as the Panda has a Scroll of Town Portal in order to head back. All right, Dryads, none of them were lost. Meanwhile, this Necropolis is up and operational, but they do not have any way to Scroll of Town Portal here. As you can see, the Spirit Wolves, well, are trying to finish off a Crypt Fiend once more. All right, this Necropolis looks like it will get taken down. Again, Nerubian Tower now back up. More attacks in every which corner of the map. Wisps, Dryads are already showing up to the party. Crypt Fiends are already here ready to go. That Dryad pretty much doesn't stand a chance. That first volley, always so deadly, coming in from a pack of Crypt Fiends. Squirrel of Town Portal coming back in again. There's a massive army now, lying in wait, ready to go. Squirrel of Speed now being used. Mountain Giants joining in from the back as well. Destroyers are just devouring all of that delicious speed scroll as we're looking at all of these units fighting again. Destroyers, however, need to be in that front line. They need to be dealing damage and also removing hit points from those Spirit Wolves and all of that Spiraling. Otherwise, units are not going to be falling. A lot of experience getting added in back and forth again. As well, level 5 on that Crypt Lord. Is it going to get to level 6? That is getting awfully close for, halfway for both of them about. More units are fighting again once more. Sniq and Rain have been continuing to push with these Crypt Fiends and their Crypt Lord as damage is being dealt. Well, more and more Chain Lightning still bouncing around as the Obsidian statue is trying to keep this army alive. And well, there goes one Kodo Beast again. Potion of Invulnerability on the Crypt Lord of Sniq. It's going to end up staying alive. Brewmaster could be in trouble. Uses the Potion of Healing. Staff of Preservation for the follow-up as it's going to end up staying alive temporarily. Alright, it's back at home. Meanwhile, Farseer does get up to level 6, does have access to Earthquake perhaps, but perhaps not going to be the ability that we're looking for here as the units are still fighting their way through. Crypt Fiends still looking pretty strong at this point in stage. There goes another Dryad in the back as the Kodo Beasts are in the back with nothing in their bellies. Panda Brewmaster back up to 500 hit points in on this battle. Once more Death Knight as Metamorphosis completed on Boo, and now the Demon Hunter almost finishes off that Death Knight. Squirrel of Town Portal being used by both Death Knights here as both sides are trying to retreat back, and it looks like they will be able to teleport away. Disease Cloud across the Mountain Giants and, well, the Orc and Night Elf army. That is a problem. Another problem, Boo currently not really fully mining anywhere. Sniq, on the other hand, is trying to mine all across the map as we're looking at ghouls and, well, carrion beetles burrowing and then getting back up to try and fight once more. Death Knight is off over here. We're looking at this level 5 Crypt Lord. Is it going to be able to get to level 6? Not off of Orc Peons, as we're looking at the Spirit Wolves now showing up to the party. Spirit Wolves going to perhaps get in some easy damage onto that Death Knight. Death Knight in trouble. Are we going to see a Squirrel of Town Portal ensnare right there as we're looking at all of the units showing up only to see them teleport away again? Alright. Alright, it looks like there was a dust of appearance or some sort of ward placed down. That beetle was taken out. We see some cold towers in position by Sniq. Rain trying to set up some additional ziggurats as well as all of the bases are going to be starting to be mined from as well. Alright, all of the center bases and Turtle Rock as a 2v2 forces engagements as the expansions are closer to your opponent and you move in that particular direction. This expansion, perhaps the weakest one, that looks like where Rain and Sniq wants to go to try and shut it down. And why wouldn't you if you have beetles that can just make their way over and then cause problems here? Alright, Orc Burrow easily going to get taken down. Multiple beetles are here and peon after peon are going to get taken out. Dryads are coming over to try and, well, abolish magic. They are doing exactly that, but not before all of the peons are lost. Oh, it could have been Farsight. Yeah. Level 3 Spirit Wolves, level 3 Chain Lightning. But no, it's not Farsight. It's not Farsight. All right, Tree of Life gonna go ahead and get pressured back across over here. Okay. But someone from Blizzard asked me what they needed to do to make Farsight an actual viable option. I don't know if they actually heard my thought because I had to think about it for a little bit of time. Give Farsight a passive ability to increase auto attack damage. All of the primary heroes have a passive and active ability early on. But that's for another discussion another time. Double ensnares on 2 Obsidian statues. Those Obsidian statues incredibly important at keeping the entire army alive and well. Multiple destroyers up in the air. There are now mountain giants alongside the dryads, making the destroyers really not that effective. However, the Crypt Lord, if they get to level 6, can change everything. The armies and the battles are just so wide that unit after unit can easily end up falling, as I believe all of the units just take so much damage. Meanwhile, we're looking at, well, trying to fight on Blight. Will they be able to back up into that position? We are seeing more taunts as the Crypt Lord is just constantly being taunted to fight back. And there you go. There is that carry-on swarm or Locust Swarm. And that Locust Swarm is just going to start eating and replenishing so many hit points on that Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord trying to back away, trying to stay alive. It does get a death foil for a good amount of heal, and we're seeing that Crypt Lord turn things around. One Crypt Lord sitting at level 6. Meanwhile, this Crypt Lord going to go ahead and teleport back off over here to regroup and re-engage in just a moment. This Crypt Lord, if it can get enough mana and get up to level 6, it's going to have, well, nearly endless carry-on swarm, causing so many problems as Staff of Preservation still pushing through. Death Knight could be in trouble. It goes ahead and uses the Scroll of Town Portal, and they're just playing a game of hopscotch here to try and find the proper positioning. This Crypt Lord is in serious trouble, though. It needs to back away. Acolyte's trying to move around. What is this Crypt Lord doing? It is looking to fight back on this position down to, well, only needs 14 more experience. Gets up to level 6. Now needs enough mana to get there, but still does not have the mana as they're still fighting their way in once again. Crypt Fiends are acting as a bit of a shield to level 6 Crypt Lords, to both of them most likely with that carry-on swarm. Is it going to be able to push through enough damage as Mountain Giant after Mountain Giant could end up falling? All right, down to 74 hit points. Is a Beetle going to finish off a Mountain Giant? That would actually be rather hilarious, as this Mountain Giant down to 134 points. All right, continuing to try and fight. It looks like one Mountain Giant going to get taken down. Are we looking at a carry-on swarm? No, we are not. Death Knight is still low on mana. These Obsidian statues, or the summoning of the carry-on beetle, is just awfully continuous as the battle still raging through. Hippogriff is up in the air. That's going to easily get webbed down or destroyed by auto attacks again, as unit after unit is falling. All right, one Spirit Walker didn't get the memo. Oh, there is another carry-on or Locust Swarm, not carry-on swarm, in play here. All right, Razzorman gonna lose that lose that Spirit Walker there, as a double Locust Swarm causing major problems. All right, that would have been a perfect opportunity for Earthquake, especially since both Crypt Lords do not have any sort of impale to pick up units and stop any channeling abilities. All right, even though the Locust Swarm is continually being used by that Crypt Lord, it is not actually a channeled ability, so stunning it does not work. What are we going to see next? Back across over here, Carry-On Beetles trying to finish off some of these peons once more. It looks like the Orc Burrow could get taken down. More Chain Lightning bouncing around, as this Orc Burrow will end up, well, staying just fine. All right, both sides are trying to, well, rebuild their army. And the problem right now is whoever has the most ultimate abilities, whichever team has the most ultimate abilities, generally will come out ahead in the battle. The reason is when you are resting in between battles, well, you are actually gaining an additional resource, which is less cooldown on that ultimate ability. Now, the question becomes, is there Big Bad Voodoo coming in from the Shadow Hunter? Is there Earthquake coming in from the Farseer? Maybe now, since the Farseer is sitting at level 7, we've already seen Metamorphosis on the Demon Hunter. And so, well, we know that there's going to be major chaos range damage right there. How many ultimates currently? 5 currently? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, there's 5 right now. We could see the Panda get into Earth, Storm, and Fire for 6. But the Death Knights, I wouldn't bank on them, even if they get to level 6, to see Raze dead. All right, in come the Hippogriffs. Crypt Fiends could have, if they had web, those could just be absolutely free bits of experience for that Death Knight to get to level 5. Crippler going to be ready to engage. Here we go. There's a battle, and there is a couple of webs down, but they are not fighting right now. Meanwhile, there is an engagement off to the side here. 2v1 in this fight. Burrows, and this is just not looking to be a good spot. Are we going to see Sniq perhaps try and use Carry-On Swarm here in just a moment? He got mana burn, and well, that's the problem. It does take quite a bit of mana to use, and that Potion of Mana does not allow for... are we going to see another mana burn right there? It does not allow for a quick use and then trying to use that ultimate ability. All right, coming back through, we are looking at the undead army going after unit after unit. There goes another raider getting lost in transit, trying to trade buildings for buildings. And it looks like Rain and Sniq are going to do exactly that. Scroll of Town Portal heading back across over here, but the Death Knight is now showing up to the party as well, getting in some damage once more. Back across here, Spirit Wolves have finished off all of the Acolytes that were on that Haunted Goldmine. The Acolytes could have shifted over. Sniq, no, this is, I believe, Rain's expansion. Yeah, cannot shift over there as the Abomination shows up to the party. All right, Cryptlord out of mana, not able to do very much of anything right now, as, well, things seem to be falling apart pretty much every which way. All right, trying to trade efficiently. Beetles are all across the map. Cryptines are now looking to back up. There's a quick ensnare as that Obsidian statue going to end up, well, perhaps getting taken down. Scroll of Town Portal. Is this Obsidian statue going to be lost? Well, yes, the Breath of Fire dealing the necessary damage to finish things off. All right, this beetle off over here, still regenerating hit points, may come back to haunt their opponent here in just a moment. Meanwhile, more damage coming in. Cryptine should really be trying to web down those hippogriffs, at least cause a little bit of problems as Mana Burn goes onto that Death Knight. Death Knight now trying, oh no, perhaps onto that Cryptlord. Cryptlord, are we going to see another carry-on swarm to try and force an engagement? There goes a couple of webs down. Now there is Big Bad Voodoo coming in from the Shadow Hunter. And Big Bad Voodoo causing so many problems. Undead army unable to get to that Shadow Hunter, who is just happy to sit in the back and chant that spell. I don't remember the last time I saw Big Bad Voodoo, but this is a memorable place to use it, as this entire Undead expansion will get destroyed. Right, number of ultimate abilities. Shadow Hunter getting up to level 6, using Big Bad Voodoo to, well, force a fight off over here, making the undead unable to do very much, as the Shadow Hunter says, how do you like that? All right, more fighting getting underway. The Crypt Lords, we have no Locust Swarm from both of these Crypt Lords, and I believe that is going to be absolutely it. The front line Crypt Lords, even with 12 armor, unable to, well, fight back this larger army here. 37 supply coming in from Rain, and it looks like Sniq is also going to be having some problems. Death Knight going to end up getting taken down. Crypt Lord has fallen at level 6. Rain's Cryptlord is in trouble as well, and the fact that there was no Impale was the issue. Level 5 Death Knight falling, and this is just coming to an end here. The Orc and the Night Elf doing terrible, terrible damage. Boo just constantly catching Rain out of position, as that is the game. Panda also got into Earth Storm and Fire as well. So let's take a look at the number of level 6 heroes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 level 6 heroes out in this particular matchup. And I believe we saw 6 ultimate abilities. All right, 7 out of the 8 possible heroes were already at level 6. So a great fight between the two, but I think Boo just really edged out over Rain early on, stealing early experience, getting that Watcher Ward, and then being able to just constantly surprise tactic Rain anytime you try to move out what felt like the first 12 minutes of that game. With that slight advantage, he was able to just continue to, put Rain on his heels. Rain had to be defensive for a little bit longer than he would have liked, allowing the Farseer and the Shadow Hunter to get to a very high level. Farseer getting up to level 6. We ended up seeing Chain Lightning and those Spirit Wolves, how effective that Chain Lightning was. That level 3 Chain Lightning seeming to bounce around for days. Just affecting so much of that army, and then having the Breath of Fire from that Panda follow it up. All right, I want to say thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Yeah, that Big Bad Voodoo at the end was an absolute treat and sight to behold, giving Razzorman and Boo plenty of time to deal damage with while not taking anything else there. I think an additional Lich to take out units could have given them a chance. Lich, what would they really have targeted? The Dryads were the main problem. I really think if Rain and Sniq, if they had used Web, and because it felt like the Hippogriffs were just flying all over the place. If Rain and Sniq had used Web, they could have caught a lot of those Hippogriffs out of position. And once they were out of position, they would have fallen pretty quickly, giving a little bit more of a hero level advantage. Also, the fact that a Demon Hunter was chosen and was constantly mana burning both Crypt Lords meant that they were not able to freely cast that Locust Swarm at the end, which would have made a very big difference. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.